So, one thing before I start. This is not meant to be a very serious talk. So it's allowed to laugh. And if you disagree, if you think I'm talking bull, if you think you have something to say, please interrupt me, because I really like to be interactive on this. And this whole talk is not born out of like, I want to like really tell you something that I think is a rule or something that you can really, it's just something that happened to me quite a lot, and I just wanted to bring it up and have a little talk about it. So hi, just shortly about me. This is me. Started out as in a body leasing company and became self-employed in 2013 and been working for quite a lot of clients. Actually, I'm envisioning this as a little bit of the tree of my life. So this is the trunk, and I'm still looking for branches. So if you have some work to do, I do work with this kind of technology stuff. So I'm like a tech guy, as you might know. This is what I've worked with in the past. All right, let's see. There was this little thing here. This is my startup. It's called Elastic Items. Nobody complained about that. It's not that important for the talk, but I thought I'd mention it anyway. I'm trying to build a backend as a service platform for search-based apps and applications. And the hamster thinks this is a really great idea. So I got some. I feel that I'm a bit qualified. Also, I did try to apply 3 times as a CTO and 2 times got a contract and denied. So I think I qualify for answering the question if you need a CTO or what the CTO should do and stuff like that. All right, so let's dive right in. So who of you has ever searched for a CTO? Who of you is running a startup? Let's see if this is at all relevant for you. Nobody? Well, you got one guy. Okay, cool. Well, I hope you stay around anyway. So, startup, I just came up with this. Startup is comprised of these, let's say, departments or circles. I don't know how you want to call it. So there's marketing, finance, product vision. Like this is what is needed as roles in a startup. This is what somebody needs to be doing, right? So as the CEO sees it, it looks like this. His is, of course, the most important branch, is the product. That's very important, and also he had the idea, right? And there needs to be some kind of guy that does this. This might be the CTO, right? Like he does the software development, for instance, or does IT operations, make sure it's running and stuff like that. Well, actually, should I use this? Yes. Sorry. All right. So, should I start from the beginning? No. But this is clear, right? This is how the CEO sees it. There's a guy who had the idea, I'm running the show, and there's the software guy that does some stuff. Well, the software guy sees it like this. Yeah, there was this guy who had an idea, and actually this is like all he has to do, including product vision and all the feature design and everything. So that's like what usually happens. What you really need in a startup to be successful, though, I think, is this. This is why you are here, I guess, in startup and stuff, and you have to actually think really hard why you actually need someone to actually do anything, like why you would even need a developer, let alone a CTO. I mean, I've been approached quite a bit by people who don't actually need a CTO, and they ask me, oh, let you be my CTO, and no, because this is freaking your job. I mean, who's running the startup, me or you? Like, a lot of people approach me with an idea, and they come along and say, like, oh, you can build this because you're the software developer. Sure, I can build this, but why would I do that? Do you have your customer segments done? Do you have key partners acquired? And these partners might be technical, but usually they aren't. Usually the business is not technical. There might be a time when you come up with a technical idea, but I guess then you won't ask this question. So if you don't do your job like this, then this is how it looks like. The tech guy does it all, outsources anything that he can't do, and there is no CEO anymore. Actually, that's how I run my business. That's me on the Web Summit pitching my product in 2013. So there is no CEO here. I did not wear the same t-shirt. I could have. So I came up with a big picture. So this is, and actually, accidentally, I also put a little love in there because I just saw this Venus thing popping up and I didn't know what to do with it. So Now it's really funny. So the big thing that everything is revolving around is the sun. It's actually execution, actually. So if you bring it together and that's your job, then this is what makes your startup tick. And if you think that the technical guy is what limits you in doing that, you're pretty much relying on the wrong things. Because product vision is much more important than the technical stuff. Marketing is actually more important than technology. Technology is somewhere here on, I think there's Pluto. No, that's Pluto. I don't remember. Which one is Pluto? I don't know. But it's a pretty cold place here, right? It's already pretty cold here. It's already pretty cold here. It's only warm here. And that's pure luck, right? Well, I guess you get the idea. This is, I got this off the internet. This is the development of a startup. And this is what is not fun. And all this basically takes forever. And I don't think, and this is like the thesis that I'm going to put out today, and if you are in a position to start a startup, thinking about it, I think that you are somewhere here, and you try to come to here, and I don't think that you need a startup up until the point when you have actually validated your product. So you need to get there. It's not easy, and it's even harder because you're not going to get a proper CTO. Because tech recruiting is not easy. And, well, why would you want to be a CTO in the end, you know? There's a lot of things that you have to ask yourself, and I think I would present this as a key takeaway. Autonomy, mastery, purpose. I always say that if somebody asks me how you actually make people interested in what you do, like how would you yourself get motivated, and also how you motivate someone to work for you. It always comes down to these three things, and there's this YouTube video which is called, which is by RSA Animate. You can look it up on YouTube. It's 10 minutes. And if you do anything after this talk, please do me the favor, watch this video and spread the word, because I think that's brilliant. And it works every time. Because that's why people actually want to be a CTO. They have a strong feeling that they want more autonomy and they want to be much better in what they do. So that's why they want to be a CTO. So there's not some other reasons why you want to be a CTO. And you should ask yourself as a startup owner, can you provide this? Can you provide this role? And I have not met someone in a startup-like environment who can. Not one single person. Believe me, I've talked to quite a bit. Because I wanted to be a CTO, and I wanted to work with a startup. And I wanted to have all this, you know. That's what I wanted. And I have not found anyone who would do his homework, and who would feel like he's smarter than me, because that's what I'm looking for as a CTO. I want somebody who's like, I'm smart in tech, and there's this other guy, and he must be smart in getting money, for instance. I really suck at that, my whole startup. Like, I've learned so much how much I suck doing this all myself. There's so many things that I don't know. And it's good, because you have to know what you can do, and there's a lot of things that you can't do. That's why you have a team as a startup, right? But can you provide a workplace that offers this to a CTO? Because if not, well, that's actually what you'll be doing as a CTO. It might be surprising to the guys who would be, like, is there any wannabe CTOs around? No? Okay. Is there? All right. But it sucks. Don't try. It really sucks. I mean, you have to work with limited resources. You will probably not get the money that you get in the free industry. There's a ton of reasons that you have to think about before you actually start being a CTO. Because it's not a trivial job, and it's most of the time not really rewarding. If it is rewarding, like if you do something great, of course, it's the best thing you can do. So please continue being a CTO. Don't let this put you down. But there's it's like most people go for a startup for a different reason. They go for a startup because they want to experience something new and they want to do something. And then they meet people who don't even know how their product should look like, or are not able to scribble something up and stuff. And that's going to be pretty frustrating. So if you ever start a startup, please make sure that you have made your homework. Because you need to work as a CTO. You need a coherent product vision, something that makes sense. In 2011, I met two guys, and they said like, one of them was a guy. He was teaching print media, how to be present in mobile. And he was, being a freelancer, teaching them how to do that. And I met this other guy that I knew, he was the link, and he said, I can do all this administration stuff. And we have this great idea. We are taking the PDF content and put it into a mobile app, and then we're going to put this in a product, we're going to ship it to clients, it's going to be awesome. And I was like, yeah, I want to be a startup, I want to be there. So I went and worked, right beside my normal job, I worked on this, started working on it, we founded a company together. And I started working on this, and we had these meetings every week and drink beer, and it was all fun and games. And I worked on this like 100 hours, 200 hours. Actually, in the end, I worked around 600 hours on the solution. I got it working eventually, so that you could take a PDF and make an app out of it. And then I started saying, like, hey, go to the customers. Come on, let's get some customers, get some feedback. Let's do this. I mean, I didn't know about Lean Startup. Actually, it was the beginning of Lean Startup for me, because I was so pissed off that these guys, I don't mention the name of the company because I don't want to blame them, because it's life, but these guys have not managed to get me a single interview at a customer, ever. So I worked 600 hours of my spare time, no pay, for a product that actually worked in the end. It wasn't great, sure not, and it was a pretty difficult problem. But these guys always said, yeah, you have to fix this, and you have to do that, and you have to do here, and you have to go there. And I was stupid enough to accept it all. And in the end, I worked a lot, got nothing out of it. I kept the product in the end, but I wasn't able to sell it myself, so the whole thing died. And their time wasn't burned, it was my time. So they didn't do their homework. They didn't do any homework at all, in fact. So since so that's that. If you ever look at a CTO's job options, then you will be pretty amazed. I mean, there is like quite a bit of things going on. Like there's 376 CTO options here, like 179 there. I just Googled this 5 minutes before the talk, so this is... and I actually looked at how many CTOs there are, and it's like 178,982 CTOs. How cool is that on LinkedIn, that I find with the search? I don't know how good search is. I don't know. Actually, all of those I know. Quite interesting. So, if you do think you need someone in tech, this is what mostly happens. That happens to a lot of people that I know. They have found someone in tech who's got a, like me, in 2011, who's got a well-paid job and who just wants to work on something fun, because the well-paid job doesn't mean so much fun. So he's got a well-paid job at a big technical company, which is his day job, and then you find this guy and he will work with you for free. For the nice guy with the idea. You can do that. That's what a lot of people have done. But it has its caveats, right? It's not free lunch, and you will probably run into some problems at a later stage. So this is what most people do. But my suggestion, you all here, maybe not, I don't know, you're not looking for CTO, so maybe it's not relevant to you, but this is what I think makes more sense. This is how you should run your startup. You should have your startup here, and you should make yourself independent of this tech stuff. Because tech is perceived as a mystery, this mystery thing that people do, like this wizard guy with the PC. Look, I'm not a wizard guy at all. Somebody said it's a rockstar developer thing. That's why I put on this pants. It's the rockstar pants, but that's all about that's as much rockstar as it's gonna get. I'm just a normal guy that can read the internet, right? So it's a lot of things out there, and actually it gets better and better. It's so easy to teach yourself some basic skills. And those basic skills will set you apart so much from so many other people. Like if you can even whip up a little WordPress page or buy a plugin on ThemeForest, you'll be so much ahead of all those other people who are still looking for a CTO. It will pay off immediately. And all the time that you spend looking for a tech guy that will never come, or that might have, let's say, questionable motivation to work for you, this is gonna be saved. And you are actually more invested if you get an awesome local network like this meetup. You get people that you know, that you can talk to. There's a lot of people, Arne is there. There's a lot of people who know tech and who will give advice away for free, right? Or maybe. I will. The first hour of consulting has always been free for me, and I've also been at companies for half a day, basically advising them for free and going away. And it's okay, because that's my job. I mean, I don't expect you to sign a deal immediately. Of course I give you something for free. Everybody gives something for free. There's a coupon for free. So you can find that, and it's actually going to be advice done by experienced mentors, by people that have more experience than your wannabe CTO will have, because the experienced guys will work at big companies, Notebooks Billy or whatever, so they won't work for you. So you can get these experienced tech mentors. Go for the free competitions. Go to Google Launchpad. I'm a Google Launchpad mentor. Go to Google Launchpad. Just participate. Go to the Lean. What's this Lean thing again, Ralph? Lean Startup Machine, right? Yeah. So go to there. You'll learn so much, and you'll be talking to people who really know what they are talking about. If you can get this optional, trustable, motivated developer, sure enough. I mean, if there's somebody who just begs for it, then just take him on. It's not forbidden. I mean, you can have this guy, but you need a different type of things before you actually have validated your product, before you have money, before then actually the whole idea of running this stuff as a CTO changes. So take one for the team, right? With basic tech skills. Well, anything that floats your boat. I mean, the key point is if you look at these courses that are available, if you look at the YouTube videos that's available, or if you look at this like Google Cloud platform, you can launch a WordPress with one click. You don't have to program one line of code, right? So I mean, that's a basic tech skill. I think if you want to run a startup and you can't do this, you can't figure out how to do this, then you will be in trouble. And that's like I think is my opinion, but it's the world's changing. It's getting much simpler, so you can do this. It's not rocket science, it's not for rock stars, it's actually for people with pants like mine. You can just get so far with a little site. Like your job is to get content on the site, and it's much more complicated than actually setting up the site. This can be done in a matter of minutes. I do it for you for free. I don't care. I just click it together. So this is not a problem. You can buy templates here. It's just about researching the internet. You can go so far, and you can get an experienced mentor that will tell you for free how to do it. Like me or Ralph or Ale.
Are you selling me for free?
Yes. Well, I give you a positive example that I actually experienced. In 2000, just when I started my studies, I met this guy. This is a true example. This guy here, really clever. In 2000, I met him, and he is a controller. So he's he's a guy who works with Excel. And they showed me this Excel sheet that they've built at a company. They built this Excel sheet for project controlling, and you could switch between US GAAP and ERS billing standards. For those of you who know, it's just numbers game. They built this Excel sheet and actually this guy, the controller guy, he built this sheet. And he went to his boss and said, I quit. Why? Because I run this as a company now. And this boss said like, oh shit, then you're gone. And he said, yes. So he gave him €1 million to fund his company. In 2000 that was possible. And he then started to learn Java. And he approached me 1.5 years after he founded the company. He was the only guy in the company with this Excel sheet, and he started to learn Java. He learned Java, and he was a better Java programmer than me at the time, and he programmed the first version of his thing, and actually sold it to customers, and then he started talking to people to help him out. So that's how far you can get, and he was a controller. He has never had any studies. He wasn't an IT guy. And that's like, I think it's brilliant, and the company is still running strong. That's like a screenshot of the company today, and clever guy. There's another crazy guy here. I found him just recently on the internet. I just take some more non-obvious examples, right? Because I can also say Groupon or something that you might know. But this guy is a college dropout, and he decided that it would be worth fixing MacBooks. So he started to take them apart and taught himself SMD rework. And this guy is one of the world leading component-level motherboard repair specialists in the world, and is a self-taught guy. He just went on the internet and figured out how to use a hot air station and how to actually take this thing apart. He figured out how to get the schematic, which is the little gray zone, And he's now doing something that Apple really hates because he repairs MacBooks. And he's good at that. He can repair almost anything. You should watch his videos. He's pretty fun. And every video contains a sidekick against Apple. So pretty fun to watch. So there you go. That's actually all I got to say. These are some of my customers from my company, and I thought this is a positive thing to just put this on the end. And I hope you have taken something away from what I had to say. Thanks.